Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. So if you are planning to build a solid career in project management by getting the PMP certification, I bet that at some point in time you have had these questions cropping up in your mind. So for example, what is the syllabus of the PMP exam? How much does it cost to write the PMP exam? And finally, the most important one, what's the passing score for the PMP exam? Look, when you are just about to start your PMP certification journey, it's very common to have these questions in your mind, okay? In fact, you should, because the first step of passing an exam is to start knowing about the exam in the first place, right? So in this video, which is part 1 of my updated PMP exam FAQ series, I will walk you through answers to 3 of the most common PMP exam FAQs. And in part 2 of this FAQ series, and that's a video which will be out very soon as well, we will be seeking answers to questions such as which books or materials to study for the PMP exam, what is the PMP exam structure, and finally, what benefit you can expect out of the entire PMP exam certification process. Now, by the way, if you are new here, I am Ray and I am a PMP and a Prince 2 certified project manager with over 15 years of experience in project management. I currently work as a program manager in the UK, and for the past 5 years, I have been coaching and mentoring aspiring project managers to pass their PMP exam and build promising careers in project management. Also, if you are just getting started with the PMP exam preparation, trust me that these answers will save you a lot of confusion, okay? Because I remember when I started my PMP exam preparation, which was not so long ago, I spent a lot of time trying to find answers to these questions, especially the third one, which we will discuss in today's video. And that discussion around the passing score of the PMP exam will provide you with a very crystal clear idea of what's really needed to crack the code. So give this video a like and let's get into it. Right, so let's start with the first question. What is the syllabus of the PMP exam? Now look guys, this is where most of the aspirants get confused, okay? They think that the PMBOK 7th edition guide or the Agile practice guide is the syllabus of the PMP exam, which is incorrect. You see, the official syllabus of the PMP exam is defined in the PMP Examination Content Outline or the PMP ECO published by PMI. This document breaks the exam into 3 parts: people, process, and business environment, with detailed tasks and enablers under each one of them. That is what the syllabus of the PMP exam is, okay? And as a PMP exam aspirant, you are expected to know in detail about all the 3 domains, all the tasks and the enablers under each one of them. So yes, the PMBOK 7th edition guide or the Agile practice guide will help you to prepare for the exam, but they are only one of the reference books to enable you to cover the topics as mentioned in the ECO, okay? They are not the comprehensive exam blueprint or the syllabus itself. I hope this makes sense. So given that, if you want to move in the right direction, you have got to ensure that you firstly refer to these PMI guides, which are PMBOK 7th edition or the Agile practice guide, etc., as well as refer to textbooks and online courses to ensure that you learn about the topics mentioned in the ECO. Now I'll leave the link of the ECO in the description section of this video, okay? So make sure you go through the ECO in a very detailed manner and understand line by line what each of the domains, tasks and enablers are talking about. Now here, if you need a bit of a hand holding, you can check out my 35 PDU PMP exam masterclass on Udemy. Now the most interesting thing about the course is I have covered each of these ECO topics as you see in the official outline via individual lectures within this course, okay? so that you do not need to keep second guessing for each of the tasks and the enablers. Thousands of PMP exam aspirants have found this course very helpful, and they have passed their exam with flying colors with the help of this course. The reviews are all public, and I would encourage you to go to Udemy and check out the course details and the student reviews for this course, okay? I will leave the link for you in the description section of this video. You can consider enrolling for this course if you wish to. Next, let's talk about the cost of the PMP exam. And again, there is a small detail here that most aspirants miss very often, okay? You see, PMI has 2 price points for the PMP exam. One for the PMI members and another for the non-members. Now, if you are a PMI member, let's say, the exam fee for you would be $405, and if you are not a member, the exam fee is $555 as of today when I'm shooting this video. Now, a crucial point to note here is the PMI membership itself costs about $129 plus a small one-time fee for the first registration, which is about $10. So if you do the math, becoming a member is still overall cheaper for you rather than paying for the exam fee as a non-member, okay? Now remember that as a member, you also get free access to the PMBOK 7th edition, the Agile Practice Guide, the Process Group Practice Guide, and plenty of other free resources within the PMI community, okay? Now that is really a good advantage in terms of getting the PMI membership. However, this fee of $129 is an annual fee, okay? And you should plan to pass your PMP exam within that time frame of 365 days to avail the discounted rate of $405 for the examination fee. Now, while the fee for the PMP exam is an important consideration, however, you should not forget that there are other costs associated with the exam as well. So for example, there might be online courses you want to take. There might be any textbooks which you might think of purchasing, subscriptions to some study groups, etc. Okay. So to help you plan for that, I have made this video on YouTube, which I would recommend that you watch after this one, okay? Because that will help you to plan for the overall cost of the PMP exam certification process, okay? And not only budget for the PMP exam fee itself, okay? Because that is a very myopic view in terms of looking at the overall certification process. All right, now the third question and the most important one, and this one keeps coming up very often. What is the passing score for the PMP exam? Now look guys, the answer here is a bit tricky, to be honest, okay? PMI never publishes a set passing score or cutoff. What you get instead is a performance rating like 80 or above target, T or target, or BT or below target overall for your performance in the exam, and also these 80, T and BTs individually apply to the 3 domains of the PMP exam, which are people, process and business environment, okay? So you see that the scorecard for the PMP exam is empirical rather than numerical. So looking at it technically, if you score a 80, 80, 80 across people, process and business environment, you have passed with flying colors, okay? With an overall 80 for the entire exam, which is excellent, right? However, there is no percent score mentioned anywhere that will explain an above target, target or below target performance, okay? So honestly, there is no officially disclosed passing score for the PMP exam. However, based on the feedback from thousands of test takers and training providers, it is generally estimated that you need to score around 70 to 75% consistently in your mock exam to secure a safe zone in the actual exam. However, again a word of caution that this 70 to 75% mark is a ballpark estimation. It's not a guarantee, okay? Notably as well, the scoring algorithm for the PMP exam is adaptive. and it also considers the difficulty level of the questions you get correct and the difficulty level of the questions that you get incorrect. Okay. On top of this, there are 5 test questions which are unscored, camouflaged within your 180 question set, which you have no way of knowing. Okay. So honestly, I think it's a bit pointless intellectualizing about the passing score of the PMP exam. Rather, your focus should be on accuracy, should be on consistency, and mastering all the domains and the tasks and the enablers of the PMP exam. Demonstrate that excellence through your mock exams again and again so that you consistently are scoring above 75% across all your mock scores. Analyze your wrong responses in detail and try to improve not only your accuracy but also your speed. Okay? Never ever chase a fixed percentage score as a proxy to your passing score in the PMP exam, okay? Because there isn't any. Just focus on giving your best and try to get as many questions as correct as possible in your actual exam, and that is what will matter in the end. Well, so those were the first 3 of the most common PMP exam FAQs from my experience, and I hope this video has cleared things up for you. Basically guys, you see that the PMP exam isn't just about memorizing terms or chasing materials or study resources or mock scores, okay? You need to understand the exam structure, the expectations of PMI coming out of the entire certification process, and the logic behind how the exam is designed. If you are just getting started with the PMP exam preparation, make sure you check out my 35 PDU PMP exam masterclass on Udemy. It will help you to build a strong foundation before diving into full-length mocks or paid simulators. I'll drop the link in the description section of this video. Also, let me know in the comments if you have found this video helpful. Do like, share, and subscribe to this channel as well. It helps the content to reach to more learners like you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon with part 2 of this FAQ series.